Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Monday Night Lights here for race number 4 of the season. We are at Richmond for race number 4 of the season, like I just said. Joining me up here in the booth for our in-race reporter is the one and only Cyber. He is actually, well, of course, a season 0 Cup champion, as well as the runner-up in the last mini season here in Monday Night Lights. Now, of course, unfortunately, Cyber, I think because of you missing 2 races, I think you're out of it tonight. However, Richmond is one of your favorite tracks and arguably best track on the entire game. What do you think about your chances tonight?
I really like my chances. I've won here before in Xfinity car twice. Yeah, it's a really good smooth track for me. I mean, at first I didn't really like it because I didn't wasn't in a rhythm with it, but I think after learning from other drivers around esports and other leagues, I've gotten the hang of this track. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight.
Well, of course, that is going to be the biggest thing. Now, of course, in pre-race, you were saying that your biggest competition is probably not your points competitors like Nathan, Jose Protege, all of those. Essentially, you are looking at mostly those that are coming from Sunday. They have already done this before, meaning this is RS Meatwagon, Story Square. Those guys have already raced here last night, and of course, that race was clean and green. A brand new MRL record. 4 races in a row for a series to go without a caution. So congrats to them on that side. But we are here on Mondays. And here, I mean, there's a lot of experience that can be transferred over from Sundays to Mondays. So I know that's a tall order. Basically, 125 laps have already been run for some of these guys, and they already have those tires that are scuffed up and ready to go. Did you, if you don't mind me asking, what did you do to practice for this event?
I usually just practice for these races, but just practicing the short and long runs offline, just get a rhythm of what the race could feel like in race groups. Yeah, that's usually how I practice for these races.
All right. Well, actually, that is a best. That is probably the best way to go about it. I always recommend. I mean, plug the stream itself because you have a. Well, I guess a lot of strategies that can go either way on Sundays that the Monday crew can actually get from. Uh, so with that, potentially there's going to be a lot of all different strategies here. Some short runs, some long runs, but ultimately though, Cyber, I think you can agree this is going to be a 2 stop.
Yep, that's my calculation. This will be a two-stop race,
All right,
depending on cautions.
depending on caution, that's the biggest thing. Give me 1 hot second. Sorry about that. I was dealing with something up. Newsflash, Mr. Excitement unfortunately will not be able to join us tonight. We were just trying to get everyone all in here. That was probably the biggest thing for some of these guys to do that. But actually, Cyber, if you could do me a solid favor, could you put me with another couple more invites just in case I do lag out. Fingers crossed, hasn't happened yet, but we will have to see. But yeah, solid 2 stopper. That's definitely one of the things that Sundays have shown to be, well, the favored strategy here. Now, actually, strangely enough, the undercut is massive when it comes to this track. Nathan, Agent Orange, was able to do this in great effect last night. He was also another person that ran last night in order to get the practice needed. And because of that, you have people that favor the long run strategy, which is meaning essentially run a tighter setup. Now, that's essentially what Hunty did, and he said the car was trash last night. So a bunch of different ways to go about this entire race. I am not quite sure actually to see what's going to run now. Obviously, I think we can join right now. So, um,
Nice.
yeah, there we go. Now, I think personally, if I were to pick probably a favorite going into this race, I mean, of course, the 18 of Xander. I guess let me rephrase that: the custom 18 of Xander. Well, I guess actually technically the 18 because the real 18 is not in this race. It probably has the favorite going into this event. However, I think Nathan, Agent Orange. Of course, he is looking to go to be a three-time champion here in Monday Night Lights. But unfortunately, he is 30 points back from his team boss in the 44 of Gio, which we're on board right now. He is currently in the points lead with Jose Proje, which is actually going to be right here in that 39. He is actually going to be a running P3 because there's only was two qualifiers for this race. Cyber, you are one of them, and basically you choose the inside. I don't know anyone that does not choose the inside, or at least has not chosen the inside so far, because Richmond is pretty bottom heavy when it comes to this kind of stuff. But yeah, two qualifiers. Gio is going to be qualifying in P2. You can already see him right there on that outside. The 39 of Jose Protege, as we go around the first lap here, we're going to be going one more after this, is going to be lining up in P3. Nathan, Agent Orange, is going to be in P4. And then we're going to go to Baseball Kid. They're in the 11, lined up with the 47 of BD Deadman. Then we go into the Monday points, Sunday points, barring, looks like the 36 decided to drop to the rear. I mean, of course, that's their prerogative. But yeah, the 18 of Xander are going to be there in the bottom side right there. Dakota up on top, of course, that is his actual qualifying position. The 36 elected to drop to the rear, so that's, like I said, his prerogative. 0 Story Square, the 41 Jordan Jalje, and the 7 of Worst Cut, again, electing to drop to the rear. So with that, we are going around turn 4. Cyber, lead us off here, going into coming off of turn 4, going to the start-finish. Oh, wow, not even a boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing here at Richmond, boys. Of course, the 8 of Cyber there, looking to have a very strong run. Of course, like I said, the 44 having the practice last night as well. He is looking for a strong run here. Same thing with the 51, the 11. Oh, a little bit of contact early coming out of 4 between the 11 and the 51. But it looks like as everyone takes a turn or lap 1, I guess green flag lap 1, they're pretty smoothly. Everyone is very calm, cool, and collected. Everyone's really finding the bumps in 3 and 4 to be a little bit aggressive, but of course that's going to wear as we move on. I was actually kind of gave a little hint to some of the drivers last night. Again, another reason why you guys should listen on in. Brake smoothing is a thing. Definitely helps on out as especially at road courses, and you can actually see that because of the bumps in 3 and 4, just how aggressive they are. It throws the car to and fro, and you are suddenly dealing with a lot of tire wear and a lot of, I guess, simulated brake shake as you go into turn 3, even though it's not really a thing, but that's what it feels like, definitely. But yeah, for sure. Cyber, looks like you have a very strong lead so far. Hopefully, this is not like your cup car where it seems to have the short run speed, but kind of falls off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
Of course, that is the biggest thing that we can ask for. Hopefully, you can continue that trend upward. Of course, the 44 right behind you there. Looks like he's starting to fade a little bit. That is indicative to me of a long run car. Giving up a little bit of a short run pace in order to make it up in the long run. Of course, that is the racer's prerogative here. But as the field is very even right now towards the rest of the pack, the top two, much like what we saw last night, the top two have kind of split themselves away from the rest of the field. And third, all the way on back, there's 12 racers in the field, all the way back to P11 right now, basically all in a line. Everyone running the bottom. Is a very bottom heavy track right now, but of course as the tires start wearing, you'll see people kind of enter on high and try to make either the back stretch or the front stretch just a little bit longer. I'm seeing a lot of bumper action between the 39 and the 51. The 51 trying to give the 39 a little hurry up right now. We'll have to see if that's going to be holding up the rest of the pack, because it looks like the 11's looking pretty racy right now. The 18, of course, right behind, being very patient. Of course, not having the ability to qualify for this run definitely allows the 18 of Xander to be put into the back of the field, and he has to deal with not lap traffic, just in general traffic that he did not have to deal with last night. But yeah, definitely as we see that right now, it looks like probably the biggest gains out of the early run right here actually has been the 0 of story score, making up 4 positions as we are looking at it right now. Of course, he had a strong run last night. It looks like he had a bit of an issue, I do believe, with the 61, if I recall correctly. But yeah, the 0... Actually, no, I do believe it was the 44 of Geo, because I do remember... Oh, the 39 hits the wall right there, so that is going to put him back in the pack a little bit. I don't know if he just got too tight. There is a little bump coming off of turn 2. We're going to be on board with him, as he is now on the outside, much like Martinsville. That is the one lane you do not want to be in. But yeah, I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of that bump here in turn 2, right about here, where the track just flats out right there. That is a huge disruption from the car, and it is the drivers can feel it because of these presets. Your bump and rebound and your shocks are not equipped to deal with to those kind of loads. Going to the corner and then just flat like that. It's very, very off-putting for these Xfinity presets. Now, Cyber, I don't know if you can see the rest of the pack back there, but they are one single long line right now. Of course, the 51 trying to put his nose underneath his boss of the 44 of Geo, but not to much avail. And actually, that's going to allow the 18 to kind of get below right there. But I'm sure that you're glad that you don't have to deal with this.
Yeah, I'm really glad. I'm now just seeing that.
Well, if you could actually give me a little bit of a clue here, what is the gap between you and P2?
The gap between me and second is currently 3.7.
3.7, and looks to be gaining right now, as I'm not saying the 44 Geo is kind of acting as a cork, but definitely acting as a cork right now. He is already deciding to really arc it up into turn 1 right there. Now he's going to try to do the same thing with turn 3 right here. The 18 of Xander now getting to the back bumper. It's a GMI 234 right now, as the 36, the 18 goes low right there. That's the line that we were talking about last night, and I'm glad that I was able to catch that, because that is a genuine line in order to really make up some time in the front stretch. Xander made a great use of that right there. Essentially, you're just cutting the front stretch by literally just turning down. How this game works, essentially, the shortest way around is literally that yellow line, and essentially he treated it like you would at Michigan or Auto Club, and just because of that, look how many spots the 44 is losing. Oh no, that has to be gut-wrenching as a driver. Essentially, like Martinsville, being put to the outside like that is a very, very lonely feeling, as he lost 5 spots in the span of 2 laps right there. Anywho, so as the run goes on right now, looks like actually you're about to hit some lap traffic right there. That is a 7 of worst COD, already about to go a lap down. But definitely, the battles are heating up behind you right now, as now the 18 Ozander is now unleashed. He is going to be trying to close you on down. Now, of course, the battle for P3 is still raging as the zero story score gets really loose off of turn 2. Bumper to the back of the 36, bumper to the back of the 51. It's going to be 3 wide coming off of turn 4. That is, if I'm the 51, I am backing on out right now. Just think of the big picture here. Plenty of laps to go. We're not even a third of this race done yet, and they are already putting it 3 wide. The 11 baseball kid looking strong, though, in this early run. Trying to make the spot known here that he wants a podium. Of course, baseball kid very down on himself whenever he runs well and just doesn't get the result that he feels like he deserves. But he's still looking to be very strong here in this opening run. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as the race goes on, though. But yeah, the zero story square making up his spots here, trying to get a podium here. Going to try to do the Xander line right here of what the 18 did a few laps ago. And that kind of puts the 11 off kilter. And this should be an easy pass for the zero, and is right there. So that's P4 done by the zero story square. But yeah, a lot of battling going on right now. The 39 and the 47 feel like they've been trading spots every other lap. The 39 going to try to do what the 0 just did, and that's going to put the 47 off kilter. But a little bit of contact being made right there. That just was the 47 coming down as the 39 was coming up right there. Just a racing deal. But that is going to give the 39 the spot right there, and that's just going to let the 47 kind of have to regroup in order to try to make up the time back. Of course, the 16 of Dakota looking very hungrily at the top 10 right here. Of course, this is P11 currently, so he is looking to try to get into that top 10 with P12 being worst COD. But it looks like as the top 2 are really separating themselves, we are seeing the 36, who has been a recurring protagonist, maybe even for the title fight here, going into P3 right there. And out of the protagonists, meaning the 4 championship protagonists right now, Gio, you have also Jose Protege in P2, you have Nathan in P3, and then Tiny NASCAR in P4. If we look at the points all around right now, the thing is, that's why I call them the championship protagonists, because the points gap between those 4 is only 31 points. Technically, in all 4 of them, minus out Jose Protege, who is the lowest out of them, is P3, 4, 7, and 8 right now. And of course, in a no stage format, there's no extra. The zero story score gets major loose, and what a save from him right there. Looks like yeah, he tried to stick the nose under the 51 off of turn 2, and that really set him off kilter. So we'll have to see as the 41 makes a. I don't know if that was an unscheduled stop right there, but definitely a stop nonetheless. We'll have to see if that was part of his strategy or not. But yeah, definitely, in no stage racing, there's no other opportunity to really gain some points here. And you have to rely on just raw speed and strategy. The 36 holding P3, but the 51 looking hungry there in P4. But the 39 is starting to get racy now as the 44 makes the pass on the zero story square. But the 0 is going to show the inside, and the 44 has to give way. And I like what the 39 is doing right now. But the 44 goes get a little loose, and that's going to be 3 wide going into turn 1. The 44 is going to have to back on out of that. Oh, it looks like the 44 was woes from last night, maybe continuing here, as a 47 gets 2 for the price of 1. Cyber, if you could enlighten me on what lap is it?
Currently on lap 34, coming to 35.
And if you could also possibly enlighten me on what the tires are looking like right now.
My rights are currently 40 and 41.
That's actually really good, actually. For basically for 35 laps in, I mean, that's actually really good. We actually did something like that with Xander, and it was actually on lap 30 or 30, 32, something like that. Definitely earlier in the run that his tires were already starting to feel the pressure of or the preset that he was on. So it's very interesting how you have it set right now. Of course, the race is still young. I don't want to give a commentator's curse to everyone right now, to anyone right now, but definitely looking to be a pretty strong run. And you can tell who was practicing for this event with the 47 running that sponsorless number 47 Chevrolet Camaro. I always love to see that, honestly. On those points night, when you can tell who is putting in the practice and they run an unsponsored machine, that to me is exactly like show indicative on who probably deserves that good finish, you know. But yeah, the 47 looking to be pretty strong right now, sitting in P7, but P3 is only like a second and a half up the road. Oh, what a block by the 39, but on the 47 by the 39. But it looks like it won't be too much avail, as the 39 will probably get the spot here going into turn 3, but these two are probably inseparable right now, and it'll probably take some pit stops in order to kind of separate them right now. In this juncture, though, it seems out of this entire pack, it looks like everyone's pretty evenly matched. The 36 we saw get really loose off of turn 2. The 51 trying to smell blood in the water right now, and just working his way methodically up the road. The 36 going to kind of block low, but the 51 electing to run high. Now, Cyber, I'm sure you can kind of talk about this for a hot second. Richmond is kind of like Iowa. Ooh, what a mad save by the 36 right there. If you actually grab the wall on the front stretch, it will not let you go. It's much like Iowa in that regard, as the 11 goes 3 wide into turn 1. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen, as the 36 demonstrates that perfectly. When you get and touch the outside wall, it will just grab onto you. Cyber, is that like a fear of yours if you run that high side?
I don't think so, not really.
All right, well, never mind then. As I'm seeing actually some pit stops happen right now. What lap is it, actually?
We are currently now crossing the line, lap 43.
43. These are some early stops. I know, like I said, that the short stops are definitely going to be beneficial, and they can split this very evenly up the rest of the way. But I'm not seeing anyone else trying to take the bait. If I'm the 11, the 36, the 51, and the 0, I would start thinking about maybe pitting as the 36 puts the 36 up the road, or the 36 puts the 11 up the road, and the 51 is going to capitalize, get 2 for the price of 1 right there. And that's just short track racing, honestly. It looks like the 36 overcooked it just a little bit, and the 51 was able to capitalize as the 18 was just stopped there on... What happened to the 18? What's going on with Xander? Xander is out of the race. What happened there? He was just stopped there in turns 1 and 2. That was bizarre. Oh my goodness, what happened there? Oh my goodness. Well, okay. Well, that is... I mean, this is not his points night. He's just here for shots and goggles. But that just means it's another podium position that is up for grabs right now. I wonder if Xander's going to potentially join us in the YouTube chat to kind of enlighten us and see what's going on, as the 51 is going to signal to get on pit lane. He saw what the 0 did right there, and he's going to try to capitalize and try to get the undercut on some of these guys, as the 0 is now coming out of the pits right now. Cyber, though, that probably has to feel good for you. I mean, as much as you hate your competition to, I guess, have an engine failure like that, you now have a very healthy lead.
Yep. I mean, Xander was even coming, too. I was expecting him to come, but apparently he stopped on the track, and yep.
Again, I don't know what happened right there. That was bizarre. But yeah, definitely, though. Again, that means a podium's up for grabs right now, and I will show you exactly what the undercut does right here. Again, the 47 is the white car that's just up the road right there. The 47 had the undercut on everyone. Him and the 44 pit first, and you can see the 0 Story Square was one of the later pits here. Same thing with the 51, and the 47 jumped them all. Same thing with the 41, even up the road. So the 41 may have had a little trick up his sleeve there going into this race. I'm actually, if you could enlighten me, who is P2 right now, Cyber?
The 39.
The 39. Oh, yes, he is, looks like going to be signaled to go on pit road right now. So it looks like it's just going to be you right now that has yet to pit. I would assume that you're probably going to be coming on down right now. And Xander does join the YouTube comments saying, my wheel disconnected. It kicked me for being idle. Oh, my goodness.
Ouch.
Wow. Well, I mean, like I said, sometimes it be like that sometimes. But again, this is not your points night, so I guess if there's any ramifications for this, it's just I guess it means that someone else can have some fun in victory lane. But yeah, like I said though, very solid start all around for some of these guys. As I can see, Cyber, you are now on pit lane. But as I say that, the entire field. Looks like the 41 of Jordan Jauja is going to be in P2. And, ooh, the 36 is coming right now. A little bit of contact between him and the 47 right there. The 47 trying not to give up, trying to give up as much time. But, yeah, definitely the long stoppers are going to make their presence known as everyone now unlaps themselves right there. This is all a battle for P2 right now. Cyber, if you could enlighten me, the 41 of Jordan Jauja is P2, correct?
Correct.
Correct, yes. We saw him pit very early on in this race, and like I said, I didn't know if that was an unscheduled stop, but like I said, he must have had something planned from the get-go, so love to see it with the differing strategies going on here. But yeah, it looks like everyone starting to make... Ooh, the 44 and the 39, definitely, that was some Talladega blocking right there. Of course, those two are first and second in points right now, but pivotally, third and fourth in points are a few spots ahead of them, and I think they both realize it, so they kind of need to get on the gas right now. Also, I have neglected B-Right Racing in the YouTube comments right now. Hello, welcome everyone rooting on Von Poon as well as Gio. Well, of course, Gio currently sitting in P8 right now, trying to, well, I guess make that... Oh, no, it's still P8. I thought the 39, actually. What the heck? To go back on board with that. That is some Talladega blocking. Like I said, I had to go on board with this battle. I am seeing these guys duke it on out. I know the 44 of Gio is blocking like a madman. Just take a look at this right now. Watch him not do it this time. But I don't know. I mean, running low like that just covers off the 39 being able to go low. And because of this, the 39 of Jose Proje not really having anywhere to go. He has to really build a good run and then get... Oh, what a move by the 39. That will probably be the spot right there. What can the 44 do in response to that? The 39 moving to the inside, and that is position. Right there, so P9 now belongs to Gio, P8 belongs to Jose Proje. What can he do as the race moves on? Because, like I said, his championship rivals are sitting P3 and 4 right now. But actually make that a position change between those. It was Nathan in P3, but now it's Tiny NASCAR, so that is... Oh, but it was a change back, though. Oh, but a little bit of contact. What can the 11 do? Coming out of 4. The 11 smells blood. Is he going to go to the inside? Is he going to go 3 wide? No, he's just going to settle for picking up the position on the 36. That is insane good racing between there. Oh, but a contact, but the 11 holds steady. That is literally short track racing. I'm sure the 36 probably, oh, he backed up the corner right there. He's going to go on board with this. I'm going to see it from the top-down perspective. The 51's going to block low. What can the 36 do? Going into turn 1. 36 is going to send it, oh, a bumper to the back of the 51. That's going to send it up the track. The 51 will have to back on out, and the 36, that was a little bit of payback, thinking that the 51 moving on in right there was a little bit dirty. So that was definitely the 36 kind of repaying the favor right there. And that P3 now belongs to Tiny NASCAR. Again, plenty of racing left to do. Definitely overcooked it right there. The zero story square playing bumper cars there. Going into out of turn 2 right there. Just have to regroup, honestly. Have to still plenty of racing left to do. And actually, Cyber, it's been a while. What lap are we on?
We are currently on lap 63.
63. Okay, so let's just take a moment here. So Cyber, you're crossing the start finish line right now. P2 is in the middle of the backstretch. That is half a track lead over first and second. In fact, actually, you just lapped P10 right there, which actually that speaks testament to how everyone is so close. P2 is coming off a turn 2, about to be entering turn 3, and P9 was just exiting turn 2 right there. So while you have half a track distance over P1 to P2, everyone else is half a track distance between each other. So it's just weird to talk about parity like that sometimes. We kind of saw this last night with Xander and Rockstar being basically half a track distance from the rest of the field. It's just weird how in different nights the same result happens. Looks like as I was on board talking about that, the 51 loses another spot. The zero story square makes up the spot into P5, so that puts Nathan into P6. Currently out of the championship protagonist right now, Tiny NASCAR in P3 right now, looking for P2 as Jordan Jalja is doing a great job on those worn tires, short pitting his way into this. Right now, I'm sure he's trying to get the number. I would assume he's probably going to be pitting around lap 80 or so, so he has about another 15 or so laps in order to kind of nurse these tires home. But yeah, definitely, we have potential strategies brewing right now as the 41 is on the shortstop strategy, and then differing strategies all around the 47 and the 44 on the shorter stop here. But it looks like right now in this juncture, they don't quite have the pace that everyone else does. Looks like from the 41 on to the 51 right there, they are on the longer run, and that is P2 all the way to P6, BD and P7. With Jose Protege P8, Gio P9, Dakota P10, and Worscott P11 with Xander with that wheel disconnect rounding out the field. The 36 though, what a move to the 41, going to put to the inside here. The 41's going to have to run the high side. I think he knows the jig is up here, and now he is just damage controlling here, just nursing these tires to his lap mark as the 36 goes a little bit loose right there. And we kind of saw that in the last run too. Looks like the adjustments he made wasn't quite enough, as the 36 now is starting to struggle, especially coming off a 2. Not so much off a 4, but 2 is the biggest thing, as he's snap loose going off a 2. A little bit there, not so much as last time, but yeah. Baseball kid though, exactly. Brandon comments right there. Having a strong run right now. Currently P5, but about to lose that position to Nathan. Or make that P5, I'm sorry, P4, about to go into P5 as the zero story square kind of runs up the track. That is just short track racing right there, kind of going into the turn a little bit hot, and you can see that the 36 has a wonderful view of that. But yeah, Baseball Kid, again, another good run, another solid top 5 from this young driver. Of course, if I do recall, Baseball Kid is actually the youngest driver in the league. Definitely running with the big boys here, as he is looking at a potential podium here, just 2 cars in front of him. Cyber, if you could do me a favor, take us through a lap of Richmond here.
I'm coming off of 2. You want to be near the wall just to get, an arc into 3. You brake just a little, lift into the corner, let the car roll, get back on the gas. Just let it roll near the wall. And then in turns 1 and 2, you're going to do the same thing, lift in the corner and let the car roll. And then get back on the gas, late into the corner, and then, yep, that's like our Richmond.
Thank you, boss. That allowed me to get some water in me right there. My throat was drying up. Now, enlighten me here, Cyber. When you say get on the gas, you're not just mashing the throttle, right? You're not going just full throttle. Are you kind of leading the throttle in?
I'm kind of leading into the throttle and then going full mash on it, exiting.
Okay, I was about to say. Because I feel like if there's one person that is kind of like full throttling off the corner, that is indeed probably the 36, as he is, like, as a snappy loose right now. But at the same time, he's starting to pull away right now. As Baseball Kid, as we were on board with you right there, we missed the pass for the podium. Baseball Kid back on the podium one more time. Looks like the 41, because of that, was pitting right there. So that was actually why we missed that. So the 41 making his final stop for the night. Again, a strategy call by him, pulling the trigger early. We'll have to see if this is going to be something that's going to allow him to get that podium at the end of the night. Now, of course, he is in the danger zone right now, because if a caution were to come on out, he's now suddenly 2 laps down. Even if he takes the wave around, he's still a lap down. That is a potential trigger for the rest of the field here by pitting early. He is essentially putting the his race in the field, or sorry, in the hands of the rest of the field. I'm sorry, I'm tripping over my own words right now. But yeah, that is essentially what's happening right now. But the 41 seems to have some strong pace on the short run, and he definitely was able to gap himself from the rest of the field because of that run. And actually, looks like you were actually able to lap P9 of Gio right there. Again, not a strong night from Gio yet again. Very unfortunate, but the race is still young. Well, I guess not really young. It's about 2/3 over at this point, as we are, I'm assuming, if I'm counting my laps correctly, lap 85?
82.
I'm so close. I'm going to get it right one of these times. But yeah, lap 82 right now. So definitely, a lot of these guys, I'm assuming, are going to be pitting here in the next 10 laps. So in comparison to when Jordan Jiaojiu was pitting, that is a huge undercut. It's interesting to see what's going to work here as the 7 worst cod. What a move by that. Let's actually see what's going on with him. Looks like he was getting way loose coming off of turn 4. Again, like I said, that is a huge undercut by him, but hey, if it works out, then suddenly he looks like a genius. The only way that this is going to really backfire in his face is if we had a caution before everyone else makes their stops. Looks like the 39 is going to try to get past the 47 right here. The 47 is going to dive it on down, but I don't know if that's going to be too deep, as the 39 is going to be still side by side. Quarter panel to fender right there, and the 47 kind of washed up the track. The 39 does that as well. There's going to be a lovely shot down the front stretch. The 47 kind of crowds. The 39 going to go low and should try to clear the 47. The 47 going to try to go deep into this corner, but I think the jig is up at this point. Coming off of 2, the 39 gets the spot back, and the 47 drops to P8. So the 39 making up some spots right now. The 0 Story Square making his stop right now. Now, he was one of the later stops last time on this strategy, and he's going to make his stop now. Looks like the 44, I think, signaling to go on the pit road this time, so I think he's going to try to short stop now. Yeah, pit stops are indeed happening, so a lot earlier than I was predicting, as the 51 also pits this time as well. Now, again, the danger zone for these guys. Cyber, you were the last one to come down pit lane last time. Could you enlighten us on maybe when you were expecting to pit?
I'm expecting to pit when I hit at least 1 lap left of field.
And could you give us maybe a guesstimation on when that's going to be?
Should be happening within 14, 15 laps or so.
14, 15 laps, he says. That is a huge risk to the rest of the field because, like I said, that is the danger. If a caution were to come out in the middle of green flag pit stops, essentially, Cyber, you're going to be on a lap of your own right now.
Yep.
Well, I guess that would be probably the best way to go about things, honestly. So I guess, if anything, that just shows that the rest of the field should be on watch because the potential for how this race can turn on out. And speaking of how this race is going to turn on out, so the 41 right there, that is that blue and red dot up in the front of the zero story square. He was the first one to come on down pit lane. He triggered this entire green flag cycle. The zero was the next one to come on down. They are currently sitting, well, provisionally will be sitting P2 and P3, as it looks like everyone else is making their stops right now. The 36 is going to be the only one that's still on out of the track, besides you, of course, Cyber. But yeah, that is going to be provisionally P2 and P3, with the 51 Nathan being P4. Very interesting strategies all around between the short and the long runs here. I am still very curious on when this is going to happen. Cyber, if you could enlighten us on when we hit lap 100, please.
Alright, I got you there.
Thank you. But yeah, it looks like as we go through the field right now, like I said, the 36 is yet to pit. And actually, has BD pit yet?
Yeah, I think he has pitted.
Is he, who's in P3 then?
Jordan Java.
Okay, so that means, okay, basically him, okay, so rewind. Yourself and the 36 are the only ones that have yet to pit. So that means, okay, so now we know that technically, if a caution were to come on out, you would not be on a lap of your own because the 36 would also be there with you. So that kind of gives reference to where everyone is. And actually, the 36 is going to pull the trigger. He's going to stop this time, but he may overcook it. Ooh, really close. Really making a lot on that pit road entry right there. I don't know if you can get much better than that. But the 39, as we're seeing it right now, back in the P8 with the 44 being just behind him right now. That is the power of the undercut. The 44 pit before the 39. And that is the gap that was put back into the 44's hands. Now, what can he do with that is going to be yet to be decided. But with these guys battling out basically P1 and 2 in the standings, they're losing points to their competition, which is currently sitting P4 and I guess will be P5 because the 36 is just exiting his box and will be coming out of the pits right now. And looks like he will be coming out just behind Story Square, and that will be for P4. So P4 and P5 right now. So I guess damage limitation as I guess worst case scenario, Tiny NASCAR and Nathan could be 1 and 2 right now. That's worst case scenario. But it looks like as it stands, they're now losing as many points as the 16 Dakota is right there. Not for position, but he is just for the track. I'm going to give a little bumper tap to his friend right there. Of course, these two are buddies in real life. But actually, that's the pass for P3, so that puts Tiny NASCAR back into the podium spots as now he's going to set his sights on the 41 of Jordan Jauja. And actually, if Jordan Jauja can get a podium here, this will be his first career MRL podium. So that's going to be a great feat for him to achieve if he can get it done. That is a big if, because I'm seeing a very hungry Story Square who's been on a roll of podiums lately. Of course, Canadian Tire being his second and third career podium in sequential nights, in Sunday and Monday night lights. We'll have to see if he can get it done here, of course. Everyone watching right now, I'd like to give a huge thank you to all the support for you guys here watching, as well as all the competition racing. This is why we do this, so thank you each and every one of you guys for coming on out and spending time with us here on your busy Mondays. There's a ton of things that you guys could be doing, but everyone watching is taking time out of their days in order to take a listen. So hopefully my voice is not too grating as we are going on through this race. Baseball Kid looks like to be a little loose right now, trying to get that P5 back as he lost it from Nathan. So actually, as the race has kind of simmered on down a little bit, let's actually take a gander on how the points are looking as they run. So the 44 of Gio currently sitting P9 right now. He would be... Oh, that's actually... Okay, I thought that was for me. He'd be getting 42 points as he runs. So, not the greatest, not the worst. However, we will have to see if maybe he can snap some positions here. However, sorry, I misspoke. 138 points. And then Jose Protege, just a spot up the road right there. You can see he's that white dot. Currently running with the 36. He is P8. He will be the one getting 142 points. And then, so Tiny NASCAR, who is now into P2, will be getting 170 points. And actually, if we look at it right now, Cyber, if I recall correctly, you have led every single lap, correct?
Yep, I've led every single lap.
He sounds so humble about that. He was like, yep. So there's no extra bonus points to be gained by the rest of the competition because... Oh, and the 11 of Baseball Kid must have spun on out. That is devastating for the 11. So I don't mean to break my topic there, but definitely that is another position for Jose Protege and the and the 44 of Gio to grab right there. So now that's going to be 146 and 142 points gained for them respectively. So with that, the 51 of Nathan, Agent Orange, is currently sitting in P5. He will be gaining 155 with Tiny NASCAR 170. Potential for Tiny NASCAR to close in the gap to 10 points in this race alone. Oh no, he got worse caughted. Oh, we must have missed that as I was going through the points right there. But Baseball Kid, very unfortunate, and you can see right there, he has backed on out of the race. Oh, that is devastating. He had a solid run going right there, and unfortunately just did not land. So that is going to be P10, and that's actually great news for Gio as well as Jose Protege, which, like I said, are now going to be sitting in P8 or 7 and 8 respectively. With Dakota being in P10 right there. Actually, where is BD at? So there he is right there. Cyber, do you actually run with the position tags on or no?
Yes, I did run the position tags on.
When you get close to BD, could you tell me what position he's in?
I saw just a snippet, but I want to make sure. He is currently P6 at the moment. P6.
Okay, so that means, yep. Yeah, okay, so like I said, Nathan is P5. So I was right in saying that Jose and Gio are P7 and 8 currently. So that means, like I said, Dakota is P9 right now. So yeah, with that, as the run goes on here, that means Worst God's P10 to close on out the running of the order. Speaking of Worst God, there he is right there. The 36 of Tiny NASCAR, like I said, could actually close in on the... actually could be closing in on the championship leader, and this title fight is only going to get closer and closer because, like I said, as they run right now, Gio will still have the points lead, but by 1 point over Jose Proje if they were to finish the way they are right now. If I did my math correctly. Because, like I said, the points game between P7 and P8 is 4 points besides them. He came in 5 points right there. So Gio will still have the point lead, but just over Jose Proje. So interesting how this is turning on out. And the points gained from Tiny NASCAR with 170 compared to Gio's 142 will mean that he is going to be 3 points out of the championship lead. Am I potentially, if the race ends like this, which, Cyber, I know I asked you to tell me when lap 100 is. What lap is it right now?
117.
Oh, thank you for letting me know when lap 100 was. Potentially we're seeing first, second, and third 3 points away from each other right now. That is the closest championship battle that we have had in the entire history of MRL. Of course, this is actually beating out Hunty and Xander's championship points battle last season in Sunday Night Lights, where the difference was 2. Not only is it being beaten by 1 point between Jose Proje and Gio, but now there's also a third person with Tiny NASCAR being 3 points out. That is, Cyber, I know, I'm sorry, as much as I wanted as you want to be a part of that equation, but that is insane.
Yeah, it gives me flashbacks to my run against Xander, how close that came at the end.
Of course, that came down to Texas. Honestly, you basically had a near flawless race. Chicken ended up winning that race, but as flawless as it can be, as Xander sped once and then also blew a tire. So that was unfortunate from him. But that's basically what gave you the title there. Now, this is potentially going to be one for the record books later, ladies and gentlemen. 3 more races left after this. These guys are going to Phoenix next week. And now that is going to be a huge wrench into all of this because Phoenix is hands down the tire wear track, especially in an Xfinity car. In an Xfinity car, these things can go, it feels like 2 laps before they start wearing. It is like literally running on sandpaper how these things are going. Actually, speaking of, there's a 51 of Nathan right there, who I guess we should talk about him for a hot second. With Gio being in P8, Nathan is actually in P5 right there. So that is actually going to be a very solid run for him, and he will gain 15 points. So technically, he's also in the points battle as well. So 4 drivers within 15 points of each other is insane.
Coming to the white flag.
Coming to the white flag here. So let's talk about this race here. Cyber, you put on a dominating performance here. In fact, actually, let's go on board with you here for a hot second. So Cyber, you had a dominating performance here. As you get past the 7 of worst COD, no problems there. Going into turn 3, give the bumper to the back of the 51 just for shots and goggles here. Going to the white checkered. There
Hell
you go.
Yeah.
Back to victory lane comes Cyber. Now we again look to the 36. Where is he at? He's just now exiting turn 4. That was a huge difference in track position right there. As Zero, everyone, Rex going to the line, but it's because it is the checkered here. The Zero Story Square finishing in P3. That is the podium. Excellent job, everyone. Cyber, could you do me a favor and get full results, please? Thank you. All right, so let's get these guys up in here. That was a hell of a battle, I will say that. Uh, oh, so that's what happened to Jose. He got a speeding penalty. Um, we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, like I said, we have a podium to interview. Cyber, you're already here, so that makes my job pretty easy. And actually, last night it was Xander and Rockstar who were already in the party, so like literally I only had to invite one person. But yeah, let's get Tiny NASCAR and Story Square in here. And actually, funnily enough, they were both in the uh, call and in a party with each other. So basically, they're just exiting the party just to come over here. So there they go. Invites are out. Cyber, did you give me a full results?
I'm getting it on right now.
Aha. But yeah, as we go into this right here, P4 I know was Jordan Jauja. I did see him pass that. There is Story Square. P5 I know was Nathan. P6 was BD. So then I'm assuming Jose Proje was P7. Geo P8. P9 belonged to Dakota. P10 Worst COD. But I always want to just confirm that there. P11 belongs to Baseball Kid, and P12 will belong to Xander. Now, as we go into our podium here, I just want to say congrats, guys. That was a heck of a race, and Monday Night Lights having a caution-free race at Richmond. Honestly, if you ask me, I would not have pegged Richmond to have not one, but two caution-free nights back to back. That was not on my radar, but you guys made it happen. So let's start with Story Square here. I guess I'll have to go to Jeffrey Earnhardt for this. Again, you have had in 2 weeks 3 podiums. You're on a roll, my guy.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised because it was definitely a good battle between like four of us, for second through like fifth or sixth. So I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was surprised that we didn't wreck.
Well, I mean, that is probably the biggest thing to talk about here is you guys, of course, bumpers were shared. You know, there was contact, but it's short track racing. It's Richmond. It was expected to happen. But everyone was very clean with each other, um, very, I guess, respectful of one another, and knowing that, hey, I was there. I was really noticing that on the front stretch, and actually I know that Tiny NASCAR used this from time to time, that on the front stretch, the best way to pass someone was actually cutting the front stretch, cutting down low, and then kind of swinging back up high. It kind of puts the guy on the outside off kilter going into turn one, and that just allowed for an easy pass, but at the same time allowed for the crossover to be done. Now, Story Square, what was it like? Because you're a Sunday driver, of course, so you had to make your way through the field. What was it like cutting through the field like that?
Oh, it was definitely difficult because like anytime someone would check up, I mean, you can't just dive bomb to the position because then there's a guy behind you, and if you get loose or hit the apron, it's over. So you definitely had to pick your places to pass, and really you had to wait till people started getting a little spread out a little bit just to get the passes done. So definitely difficult, but it's definitely fun to do.
Well, like I said, Richmond does that from time to time, and I guess maybe we have to come here more often because that was an insane battle. Between as you said right there, from P2 all the way to P6, and actually, like I said, 2 weeks, 3 podiums. I mean, can you do you think you can recreate this at Phoenix with such high tire wear?
I think I actually can just get a little bit more practice because I actually have not raced that track in a while. But um, yeah, I think I definitely can, especially learning from Richmond, from how much tire wear we had to do. So yeah, I feel pretty good actually going to Phoenix.
Well, there we go. With that, you actually have we'll actually have to see how that works here. But yeah, having a great run here, and actually one of the better runs as well came from a person in your call. That belongs to Tiny NASCAR. Going from the rear of the field, of course, you elected to drop to the rear. I was actually very surprised by that. Alex Obey, there we need to go. There we go. I was actually very surprised by that, and for you doing that. But hey, it worked for you. Um, you had a heck of a run going through the field, and I will tell you right now, if I did my points correctly and I number crunched correctly, you went from P4 to P3 in the standings. Now, of course, that's one spot, but now you're only 3 points behind the leader. Good talk.
I don't. I didn't know if I was supposed to respond to that or not.
I know. Well, I mean, what's your reaction to that? So you're still P3 in the standings, but 3 points behind the leader. That means there's someone in between you that is also within that point.
Yeah. I really love the race today, but doing that proves that proves that I'm really fast and can contend for a championship.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see if you can get it done. You seem to have a bad fast car today. And now, do you think that was because of your strategy call by pitting late, or you think it was your setup?
Um, I think it was both because I didn't have the setup until the second pit stop, and as soon as I got the setup in, I was flying and got the fastest lap of the race, obviously.
Oh, I mean, there you go. Unfortunately, this is not F1 where fastest lap gets a bonus point, but I'm sure that would be insane if it did, because not only would um, they would have three drivers within 2 points of each other right there. So yeah, that is insane to think about. Now, unfortunately, we're not able to get it done, but we'll have to see if you can get it done at next week at Phoenix. What do you think about that, Phoenix?
I would love Phoenix. I'm really good at the track. In other leagues, I really dominate the track, and I think I'm gonna do pretty well.
Well, tire permitting, of course. Like I said, it's going to be, especially in these Xfinity cars, these things are literally like cheese graters out there. So we'll have to see if the strategy can work. But yeah, definitely. Proclamation being made. Watch out for the 36. Yeah, good race there, bud. Another podium to add to your name. So yeah, excellent job.
Thank you.
Cyber returned to the podium in the number 8 Dale Jr. machine. If only he could get there as well. So, Cyber, like I said, returned to victory lane in Monday Night Lights. How does it feel?
Feels like I never left from the previous outing, which was last month's season. But yeah, fast car all around, stable in the long run. Was just hitting my marks and was on a Sunday drive basically in the lead with that big of a gap.
Oh, well, shoot. Like, sometimes though, it has to feel relaxing, knowing that, well, I mean, well, okay, let's just kind of rewind a little bit. I do believe if I recall correctly, this is actually the first time uh, a person has led every single lap of the race, every single one. So I mean
mm,
that's a record to have and to definitely hold tight. I mean, in every single series, in every single event that we've ran so far across 3 seasons, I do believe this is the first time that someone's led every single lap.
that's a really insane stat if it is for me to capture, I guess.
Yeah, and the reason why I say that is because you were the last one to pit, always, even after the 36. And you were already out in front. So, I mean, there was literally no one else to take the spot from you. So, yeah, that is. I'll have to look back on that. But like I said, I think the only one that may have come close was Xander at Season Zero Cup Darlington. We'll have to look back on that though. But yeah, definitely a strong performance from you. Like I said, Monday Night Lights are going to be I guess, hold a special place in your heart, especially with Richmond, especially. So that's just another win to add to your name there. Now, moving forward, though, I mean, as we go to one short track to, I guess, essentially another, Phoenix is technically not a short track, but it sure races like one. I mean, what do you think on that?
I'm unfortunately not gonna run that race. I know how that track can do in Xfinity cars on tires, so I'm just gonna move on to whatever race I select next in my part-time schedule.
Oof. With that, we'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully, we'll see you back on track here because, like I said, the season will be ending here in 3 weeks. So, um, guys, with that, any final thoughts before we close on out for the night?
I want to take the time and thank Hellman's on this 8 Fast Junior Motorsports Chevy. We're rocking tonight. Gotta thank them. And yeah, hell of a win. Dominating.
I'll
Hey,
take
good job
time
to
to thank
Cyber for
whatever my sponsor is.
Well, I mean, honestly, we'll have to see. I actually forget what it was. I have to look back on it. I think it's Rousseau. I didn't actually have your scheme there, Tiny. But sorry, Square, you were about to say something.
I was gonna say, good job to Cyber for the dominating race, and good job, Tiny NASCAR for another podium.
Well, and there we go. With that, Richmond is actually done for the MRL race week. However, we are not done itself because we are going to the Challenger Series. Of course, the modern day series with stages and playoffs and all that. But we're going to be at the Corn State with Iowa. We'll have to see how these guys are going to do moving from one short track to the other. I know some are excited, some are not. We'll have to see who takes the checkered flag there. 3 different winners in 3 different races. Can we go 4 for 4? We'll have to see tomorrow. With that, this is your host, Private Patton. Cyber, thank you so much for being our inner supporter and the winner tonight. Tiny NASCAR P2 really closing the gap to the points lead and Story Score P3. We'll have to see how next week is going to go. Until then, this has been MRL. We'll see you next time. Peace.